Do business, act business. Business
The World Bank indicator of our business environment tells the fact that credit reporting is very important, as this has helped to address a lot of questions that have to do with non-performing loans, as well as ensuring integrity in the financial system. This is Business Matters, and my name is Stephen Ipalabo Lawson. You're welcome.
Business Matters. Let's talk business.
The Presidential Enabling Business Initiative has actually helped in terms of ensuring that companies themselves are beginning to live up to their responsibility. How much those companies are oftentimes leveraging to ensure that credit reporting or credit bureau systems can help them manage their risk are some of the factors we need to throw more light on. Let us have our business update.
Hey beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight. Now reading page 3. Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more.
As is our culture on Business Matters, we invite a distinguished professionals to help us understand the topic of the day. And joining me in the studio is an individual that needs little or no introduction. He's a man of extreme integrity, one of the most respected knowledge leaders and contributors in the development of credit management in this present world. Is indeed the founding CEO of many flourishing credit industry institutions, as a matter of fact, namely the prestigious Nigerian Postgraduate School of Credit and Financial Management. He is also the Registrar CEO of the Institute of Credit Administration, a director of Credit Business Services Global Limited, which provides independent credit reports on companies. He's also an international director of the UK's Premium London Postgraduate Credit Management College. He's an holder of bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees and other professional qualifications, especially in this industry. He's a man who obviously is noted as a professor of credit management, and is going to be joining me to explore the topic, company credit reports in Nigeria. I'm talking about no other person than Professor Chris Onalo. You're welcome, sir. It's always good to see you.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.
I'm always excited when we have to come and have this conversation.
Right. Thank you very much.
And it's a great way to continue the year, as a matter of fact.
Indeed. Thank you.
All right, Prof, we'd like to know, what is the difference between a company credit report and the credit bureau?
The credit bureau has to do with information that is designed to repudiate reputation of either businesses, companies, or individual who has defaulted in credit obligation. In other words, the information, the mechanism they are looking to set up is a data bank, if you like. You can call it black data bank, that people who don't like their name and some sort of their personal integrity history to be dragged into that. And they said, yes, this is what they want. I said, well, that's not my creation, because this is what is common with the concept of a credit bureau anywhere in the world. And it became very pathetic at the time, because in the banking industry, for example, people were given to borrowing money deliberately, not with intent to pay, and then it was worrisome. Some of them were, of course, aided by the banks themselves, bank directors, some shareholders, and relations of those people that were on board of the banks. And so we saw the avalanche of excessive money taken out of the banking system under the guise of loan that were not properly secured, and the rest of them. And some were doing that from one bank to another bank in the same industry. That go to this bank A, default there massively, and then move away from bank A, got into another bank B. And so they kept polluting the banking industry with very bad credit behavior. And I think it was very expedient at that time that the central bank intervened, and the intervention paid off. Banks were compelled under the administrative responsibility of the central bank in setting up the credit bureau to submit a certain category of debtors, recalcitrant debtors, as we call them, and store them up in the credit bureau data bank. So that's why I said it's a black, data bank, that if your name is moving there, you probably will not be able to access credit anywhere in the banking industry. And again, let me also say that before I move on to the company credit report, that the credit bureau, it can be done sectorially. And that was done for the banking sector, and it's still for the banking sector. So it can't serve the whole purpose of wherever the credit is defaulted.
For the company credit report, we're looking at a widespread value chain across different industries, knowing the fact that it's not just only the banking industry that perhaps we submit company credit reports.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. So the credit bureau was crafted in that order by the central bank. But let me also remark this, because I've always said that the banking industry, the banking players themselves ought to have come together at that time, but they wouldn't listen. So the regulator, in an attempt to prevent unhealthiness to the banking industry, took that on itself to compel them to come together, and with some executive order from the central bank, they started to float that credit bureau. Now, the difference between credit bureau type of credit report, in all honesty, but they could broaden because things are improving, but traditionally speaking, the credit bureau report is always a teaser, it's very mild. That what it tells a credit manager, a credit analyst, a credit director is that before you take your decision on these credit customer applicant, you must comb around. You must satisfy yourself that all appropriate business, political, social, and regulatory information about your subject matter are in front of you. Because information drives credit management efficiency. So if you don't have enough information, certainly the credit will go bad. And once it goes bad, there's nothing you can do instantaneously, as it were, or within a short while to remedy it. And so the credit bureau type of credit report is a teaser. It's just, is this company in your credit bureau? Yes or no? Yes, okay, what is the name? It's not your duty to conclude, however, but it's your duty to put everything in perspective, that this is how we arrive at this proposition, and this is how we arrive at the other left-wing proposition and right-wing proposition. Now, the company credit report, the word company separates this type of report from the other report.
Okay.
It is company credit report because we are looking at the entire CV of a company, the entire resume of a company. And you are looking at very reliable, solid, verified information.
Is this any different from what you call the corporate sustainability report?
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay,
It's different.
Okay.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
But there may be some similarities, content-wise. Okay, so, but when you look at the company credit report, it gives you the name of the company, the address, the directors, the either executive directors, non-executive directors, independent directors, auditors.
Does this cut across both private and public?
Once you are an
organizations?
entity.
Okay. Because the impression that could be seen is that the company credit report only is a requirement from listed companies on the spot.
Oh, no. Again, we'll come back to the Nigerian, the level of awareness, the level of awareness, the level of knowledge, and the willingness to allow bigger, knowledge about the subject matter to flow in the country. Some people have the bigger information, but they suppress it, maybe for personal interest. And if you do that, you are actually undermining the integrity of that profession. For example, credit management. What I'm telling you now, within the sphere of information, we move into business information. Other people can say information, like you are in the mass communication. So you are looking for information to pass across to the wider, the audience and all that. That's mass communication. So information is a single source of development, and it is used by everybody. But
so you can also say that company credit report is also applicable in the media or the broadcast industry itself.
Because because you as a broadcasting organization, you will need a company credit report when you are assessing your agencies, advertising agencies.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to put you on the pause, Prof.
Right.
We're going to go on a short break. As soon as we're back, we'll continue the conversation. It's quite interesting that we're looking at this particular subject, and I myself am getting more educated about it, especially when you are dealing with a prof. How important is credit management or company credit report, especially in a business environment like ours? And we are obviously going to be going on this short break. As soon as we're back, the conversation continues with Professor Chris Onalo.
Experience unlimited superfast internet access from Intel 4G.
Intel. Live more.
Welcome back. This is Business Matters, where everything that relates to business definitely matters. And before we went on that short break, we were looking at the topic, company credit reports in Nigeria. And with me is Professor Chris Onalo, is the Registrarceo of the Institute of the Credit Administration here in Nigeria. And we've been looking at some of those topics before we went on a short break. Prof, I know we're earlier on talking about instrument, and you had mentioned mechanism. What exactly is the mechanism that is used to implement a company credit report? And one of the areas we're going to be very concerned about is the SMEs. So we'd like you to give us more understanding about this.
Well, thank you very much. Before I delve into SME, because they are all interconnected actually, the credit report is not a big document. The max could be 14 to 16 pages.
Well, that's quite large still.
Well, in summary, very interesting actually, because it gives you information that the subject company was not willing to give to you.
Okay.
So how about that?
Oh, that's quite.
And that's why third party use company credit report provider companies. In developed country, in fact, all institutions, including government agencies, ministries, the department, down to multinationals, SMEs, banks, and all that. There's no industry, no business organization in Nigeria that has not experienced the call for credit report on their company by foreign partners. The reason is because they believe that the provider of company credit report are impartial. You cannot influence the process because the information are there, fixed.
But one would imagine that that is a role for the Corporate Affairs Commission.
Oh no, Corporate Affairs Commission.
Even the lawyer.
No,
actually,
Corporate Affairs Commission. What Corporate Affairs Commission does is to be a company house. This is Nigeria's company house, where you get information you want on companies. Well, the information you find at the Corporate Affairs Commission is the mandatory audited account, which is by law. You send it there. Every company, whether business name, well, maybe exception of business name, but there's an aspect of your submission to Corporate Affairs Commission, the audited account, and so you must file up, and the names of the owners of the companies, the directors, the shareholders, is right in the company house. So if you want to have information on any company in Nigeria, that is another source, very credible.
Normally, depending on the company size, perhaps, the process of company credit report generation can span within hours or days, because this seems like a lot of, not so much different from what the auditors themselves.
Oh no, in constructing company credit report, it has a time band, 5 working days, 8 working days, max 10 working days. So it must be fresh, it must be impartial, it must be timely. And then it must contain information that either the company on which the report is done has affirmed, and that's why we talk about honesty, integrity in business. You don't have to say something differently than what you are, because the report will be required, and it is important that independent company credit report is generated on you. In fact, it's a plus for you to say you can even include it in your strategic expressions that, look, we have company credit report done on us by XYZ. So the investor understand, the multinational understand, the person we are doing business understand, the bank understand. And again, let me quickly put in this. The company credit report, which is what bank credit analysts are busy doing, and in which they compromise here and there, singles out itself as an independent document. Well, the Nigerian thing is, well, if it's the guy who is doing it, not a Nigerian. You know what I mean by that? So it means that it's the same thing, Yeah, but I tell you, with the culture of company credit report is that you cannot, for any reason, be impartial. I mean, be partial.
Be partial.
You can't be partial.
Objective.
You must be objective. Anybody who is trying to give you envelope in order to tune down the report itself will disgrace, because there will be massive contradiction by the time you go through various pages, columns. How do you determine business versatility? How do you determine management reliability? Well, all those things are key. They are connected into the financial. And the financial statement, audited account, is not reconstructed by the credit analyst of the credit, company credit report provider. So you cannot touch that.
No, does it look to me, the way I'm understanding this whole subject matter is that company credit report or credit management seems to be more operational in first world country or developed economy, not so much more applicable in.
That's the disparity. These are the things that weakens effective credit management system in developing countries. Because in developed countries, it's a culture, it's key into the package called system. You can't do business with anyone without having a comprehensive credit report. You cannot do that. But here, people do business on verbalization, that they say, I know him, or go ahead and do with him. You don't do such things. And in the process, we compromise. Because in the study of credit management itself, there are 5 C's of credit. I mentioned this to you in the previous interview. And 2 C's are too dangerous: character and condition or circumstances. Unpredictable. So someone may come this morning, just as you are here, with good mind to say, oh no, I'm not going to default in this. Are you sure? There could be some exigencies, some things you never foresaw could happen, and that could impair your ability.
Could you reiterate one more time what the 5 C's are?
Well, the 5 C's, we have capital, collateral, character, condition, and capacity.
Okay, that's the 5 C's.
Yeah, these are the 5 C's. And these 5 C's place themselves out every moment a credit professional is doing his or her job.
Yeah, before we will let you go, sir, because time is not our friend, I'd
Yeah.
like to ask, what connection is there between company credit report and debt management?
Thank you very much. Very brilliant. The question sounds as brilliant as you are as well.
Thank you very much, sir.
You know,
I'm sitting with the Prof. We have no that story.
you know, the company credit report plays both short-term and long-term role. The credit we have given today as a result of effective information gathering and analysis, and it passed the scale that it's been passed on, the approved credit line should go to that customer. That information, gamut of information that is in that very small document, page 14 to 16, I mean 1 to 14 or 1 to 16, contains information that will help you to recover your money if the credit go bad. So you see, that's what it protects as well. So while it enables you to take instant decision as to whether to give credit line or to decline or to approve on the credit request, it also helps you, if you approved, to manage your debt collection in the future. Because the information you have, when debt arises, when it becomes bad debt, tendency are that the debtor company will start invading here and there. And if someone knows that already you have core information about that organization and personalities behind that organization, they will not want to joke with their reputation. So they would like to say, look, these people, they already have information about.
A good company credit report enhances
it drives debt recovery, and it also enhances your reputation. It calls you to order. If you are attempting to be very crafty and cunning, you realize that your information is in their hands.
Okay, how expensive is it for example, for an SME to be able to have a company credit report?
It's not too expensive. It's not too expensive. You can have credit report done, particularly SMEs, with 250,000, you can do credit report. If you mean it, it's not something you can negotiate, because if you believe in your business, you got to spend time and money for it.
Is it something you do before starting the business, or
in most cases, in most cases, it's one-off. If you do a credit report this month, in 2-3 months' time, the content may have changed because the subject company is an ongoing enterprise. So, for example, the sales figure is not likely to be the same this month by the time you get into next month. So changes are taking place. And somebody can be fired, the general manager may be fired, and another person employed. So it affects the company credit report, the content. And then maybe the chairman in the last AGM, maybe 2 months away from when you do the company credit report, and the chairman is stepped down, another one is put on seat, it affects the credit report. And then if your relationship with the bank, the turnover, the in and out of your fund with the bank, it affects the content, the financial content. So credit report, company credit report is not a document that can serve you for too long a time. You have done that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and another request come on your company, you have to start it all over again.
Thank you very much, Prof. It's always a wonderful experience, and for me, very educative, insightful conversation with you, and I'm very sure for our teaming viewers. Thank you, and I hope perhaps in the future when we invite you again, you are going to honor us as well.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a great pleasure. All right, viewers, that's so much we can take on this interview segment. As soon as I'm back, I'm going to be giving you the conclusion. Let's go for a short break. Viewers, it's important that Nigerians, companies especially, are beginning to be well positioned in adopting a culture of credit reporting. It places you in a position where you can actually gain a competitive advantage for your business, especially when it has to do with sustainability and profitability. It's high time as a country for us to begin to imbibe a lot of values that can help us have that Nigerian business world view in order for us to gain not just insight, but certainly prosperity. Until I come your way again, this is so much we can bring to you on Business Matter on this edition. Please follow us on all our social media handles and explore our website. My name remains Stephen Ipalabo Lawson. Bye for now.